here again from Hedgehog's Homestead. Today I am going to show you guys how I take this pumpkin and make pumpkin puree. It's pretty darn simple and easy. We're going to walk you through it today, and my next video with pumpkin after this one will be my pumpkin bread, which is absolutely delicious. Since I'm cracking open this pumpkin for you guys, we'll make some pumpkin bread as well. So let me get you down and closer so I can show you how I do this. First, we're going to cut it in half. I also have my oven preheating at 400 degrees right now. I do that always before I do this and cook it. I have a spoon for the seeds, which I'm going to collect the seeds and put them in on a towel or a paper towel to dry out. But first I'm going to get all the fruit off. I'll be very careful. Now, did you know when you cut a pumpkin off the vine, you want to make that stem as long as possible so that you can store it without cooking it on your shelf for a long time. Just a little tip there for you guys. Okay. And look at all those lovely seeds in there. So we're just gonna scoop those out. Now, I'm not gonna show you guys how to make pumpkin pie yet. I'll save that for some other time. When it's closer to Thanksgiving, we'll do a pumpkin pie. But I do want to make some pumpkin bread. I think that would be lovely, even though it's a little early. But it's almost fall. Leaves are falling outside. And I love fall. Look at all those seeds out of one pumpkin. Once you grow a pumpkin plant and you have pumpkins on your vine, you should never have to buy another pumpkin, especially if you get heirloom seeds, because you want heirloom seeds to collect seeds from your pumpkin. You don't want to get. This one's nice and meaty for a pie pumpkin. That's nice. Usually the pie pumpkins are pretty hollow. Just know if you're collecting pumpkins from your pumpkin vine and you put up and you want to do pie, it's going to take at least 2 to 3 pumpkins of these baby pumpkins to do a pumpkin pie. Okay, we'll put that aside. Okay, and then we're just gonna take these over. I have a sheet pan. And put them on my sheet pan. Actually, I'm gonna sprinkle it with some olive oil. I need to put more in here. On the other side, and I want them on the other side, guys. And what I'm going to do from here, I'm just going to take my knife and puncture the skin so it cooks through for very well. Okay. So my next step, guys, is just to get this in the oven. It's cooked. I have my oven at 400 degrees, and I'm going to cook it for an hour. And I'm looking for it to be very tender, not burnt, not browned, maybe just slightly. The skin will burn, or the skin will maybe have some little char marks on it, and that's okay. And then that's you know, we'll cook it for about an hour, and that's what you're going to look for. After that, we will take it out, let it cool, and then get it prepared for the other part of this. Okay, we'll be back in about an hour, guys. All right, you guys, now we are at the process. I just took it out. I'll show you what it looks like. Really nice and soft. So, there we go. Now the skin, you can see, just peels off. The pumpkin is cooked all the way through. And I just brought my food processor out. You can use a blender for this as well, for the next step. Little pieces like that come off. I just put it in my... Okay, and so you can see how easy that comes off, and we just stick this whole thing. I want to kind of break it in there. Stick it in the food processor. You can see that the inside is browned a little bit. That's okay. And then let's see, I have it nice and steamy hot in my food processor. Now you can pumpkin, but you can't do it in its puree form. That can only be done in an industrial setting. But you can find that recipe in the ball book. I do that. What I do is I get these huge pumpkins because I like to do pumpkin for my dogs, or for one of my dogs. If your dog making sure I get it off the skin all the way. I'll stand over here. Put it in my processor. So I can my pumpkin, and what you do is that you cut your pumpkin up in chunks. You take the skin off, which is I do the same process for that part. So the skin comes off, and then I can it in chunks. So you have to cut it. So this took me 45 minutes, not an hour, guys. There we go. We got it in there. Now we have to put our handy dandy thing on there so I can plug it in. Done with that part. Hard to keep the camera from steaming up. There we go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in a strainer, a very fine strainer, or you can put it in like a cheesecloth. I'll see if I have my cheese. Right. So I'm going to put this in my strainer, and then I'm going to put my pumpkin stuff in here, and I'm going to hang it from my kitchen sink. I put my cheesecloth over my strainer. Then you want all of it. Now, if I was to make pumpkin pie with this, I'd probably need 2 of these. Look at my little whisk. It's amazing how much pumpkin puree you need to make 1 jar of these little pumpkins. And the little pumpkins do taste best. Okay guys, so we just pour that out into our cheesecloth. Okay, and now I'm going to bring up my cheesecloth like so, and it's still hot, so I'm going to be careful, but you can see how much water is coming out. So this is probably going to be like 1 cup of pumpkin from this. It's sad how much 1 little pumpkin makes. Okay, and then I'm gonna just hang this over my sink here, my strainer, and just let it drain. And that is it, guys. Now, that is just going to drain in my sink. You can see it there, close up. And then that's how you make pumpkin puree. That is it, guys. That's all that's to it. So don't be, you know, it's going to take 2 pie pumpkins to make 1 pumpkin pie. This should make 1 thing of pumpkin bread. I will show you guys how to make that pumpkin bread on my next pumpkin video. And so you guys can make a delicious treat with your pumpkin pie and try our pumpkins and try this out. It's so delicious what I'm going to show you. I mean, my husband and I love it. So we'll have to bring that video to you as well. But this is how you make pumpkin puree, guys. Please like and subscribe, especially if you learned something today. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss that video coming up of that pumpkin bread and future pumpkin pie recipe. So God bless you guys. Have a great day. We'll see you next time.